secrets of writing a very good methods and a part of result section when you're writing, especially systematic reviews, meta-analysis, narrative review article, or even your original studies like a cross-sectional cohort. So whenever you do this, writing and methods and results is actually the most important part. It's the most rigorous part. And whenever your paper goes into publication, the peer reviewer, the experienced peer reviewer, the people who just have written a lot and they've reviewed a lot, they just read only the objective of your paper and go immediately into your methods, that did you follow the required methods to achieve that question. If you found that method section is shaky, your method section is not rigorous, it's not that well, then obviously that gives a sense, and it usually happens that if you don't follow the proper methods, the good methods, the legitimate methods, obviously your results are going to be flawed and ultimately the paper. So they don't even read your paper, sometimes they don't read even your results and further. So that creates problems for you publishing papers and obviously the quality of your work. So I'm going to tell you today the secret of writing a rigorous, a good and detailed method section, especially when it comes to systematic reviews, meta-analysis, and any kind of secondary staging like umbrella reviews and such kind of studies. So the secret is that most people won't tell you in your coaching classes or whatever you take courses. So simple, I show you what you have to do. See, when you are doing a research paper, say for example, this is one of my published papers from 2022, and see, this is a paper on SGLT2. So what happens? So whenever you do, obviously, writing a publication or research paper, you go through a lot of literature review. And when you go through a literature review, you come across a lot of articles, hundreds of articles, thousands of articles, and ultimately you add some of the papers in your review and your paper. And not only the systematic reviews and meta-analysis, it could be your thesis, it could be any your presentation topic. So you go for the literature review. So you come across a lot of things, you exclude the studies, you delete the studies, you use certain studies. So it is the method section, it is your method that tells how robust are your results, how good is your method section, how transparent is your method section, and did you report the each detail of your method section. The more detailed your method is, the more robust your method is, the more rigorous your method is, that means the results are more reliable, your data is more reliable, your work speaks better. So how to do that? Simple, one secret, that whenever you start a research project, from the day one, whatever you do, you started finding a topic, you start finding a research question, then you get a literature review, how you found the studies, how you excluded the studies, what kind of studies did you use, what are your inclusion exclusion criteria. Just keep noting each and everything you do. Yes, keep noting each and every step you do, whatever you do. For now, just keep noting it on a Word file. I will show you. This is the rough, though there were many other sheets, but this was the main sheet that later compiled it actually. So see, this is the very rough sheet, that whatever I did from the day one writing a paper, I kept noting. This is the secret that people won't tell you. If you are taking any courses, if you are taking any kind of coaching classes, and whatever you take, you pay a lot, but won't tell you the secrets of writing. They'll tell you, okay, you do this, how to do this. I'm telling you how to do this. This is, see, it was back in 2022. Things have turned around completely in 2024 with the flooding of the AI tools and this and that. A lot of things have been easier. It was quite difficult in 2022 and before that. So this is, see, this was my data sheet or protocol sheet. It's my data sheet protocol sheet. And see, first things was my goal. I just wrote my goal, that my goal was to get at least 50 articles. Now this was not a random goal, it could be 20, 30, 40 depending articles. I just wrote that I need a 50 11 articles for my paper, my systematic review. It could not be not necessarily to be that much, it could be more than that, it could be less than that. Now see, then I selected a topic. It was the favorable facts of SGLT2, blah blah, whatever your topic was. Then I wrote a few possible titles of my topic. Then I wrote a separate research question that how SGLT2 affects the sympathetic overactivity in patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus, and what it's a rough research question yet. And another research question that I wrote, that how SGLT2 inhibitors produce a cardinal protection effect through sympathetic nervous system effects in type 2 diabetes mellitus. That research question obviously came up of brainstorming and doing some literature review. That after initial literature review, I just came across a topic in a research question, and then with that research question, I went into databases. Now see what I did. This I have seen that what was my last date of research. So obviously I will be researching for many days, sometimes weeks, and every day, every other day, on weekends. I look at databases, I look at the studies, and keep noting how many studies I came across and what I did with those studies. So when you will finally write your methods of your paper, you will write that at the last date of your research or last day of your literature review, what were your results. So last date of research was this 16/2/2020, whatever, and then I wrote my inclusion exclusion criteria. Initially, before writing paper, that was I will write from 16 to 2022, last 5-year study, human studies, reviews, systematic reviews, only in English language, RCTs, and also wrote my exclusion criteria. That is, I will not take studies older than 16. I will not take animal studies. I will not take non-English language studies. So then see, on the Pubmed, I've used a search strategy that's called a MASH strategy. I'm not going into detail of MASH strategy. That MASH detail is in my video on a channel that is on the Pubmed, how to search Pubmed. It is available there. So simply I'm showing you that whatever MASH strategy I apply, I just copy and paste it here, because I have to report that in my paper, so that anyone later follows this MASH strategy on Pubmed will get the same results. And that is known as the robustness of your method. So how robust are your method means, is the methods repeatable? If someone else does same steps, did he or she get the same results? If yes, that's good. Your methods are really sound. See, with that MASH strategies, I wrote it how many results, 1200 something results I get initially with that. And then see, I applied filters there, and I'm writing everything. See, with MASH strategy, this was the results, 1200. And then after filters actually your inclusion exclusion criteria most likely in most cases, so the results became just 81, from 1200 to 81 after, and last search on 12.2 and whatever it was. Then see, this was what Pubmed. And now here, and note everything separately for each database, any source that you use for brainstorming literature. See, I have written separately for Google Scholar. That Google Scholar, I started the last date of search was 11 January 2022. I search on which date or from which date to date, and see what were my keywords in Google Scholar. Which keywords did I use in Google Scholar? I use these keywords. That was the SGLT2 inhibitors and sympathetic, and see, I got some 300, 900, that's nearly 4,000 results initially. Then with some other keywords like these keywords, I got some 12,000 studies. So that's too much. Google Scholar is very, it gives you many irrelevant things. So then my inclusion criteria, after inclusion criteria, I had these 500 studies. So whatever. See, then continues with the Google Scholar. See that I'm now using the advanced search method, and after advanced search method with keywords in Google Scholar, I wrote my keywords, that this keywords I used in the advanced search in Google Scholar, and results were initially 1,000 something, and out of that I selected 44 studies for review. This, whatever I'm doing, I'm just keeping a record of it. Out of these 44, 31 were the reviews articles, 3 were RCTs, some 9 were editorials and opinions and index, and here in the end, the last stage of search. What happens I also searched for clinicaltrials.gov for the gray literature, and I noted my keywords and last date of research. See, everything that I did, I kept on a record of that okay, this was my last date, and these are all my keywords. And with these keywords, I got 36 studies. This was a result of that whole review. Then 8 trials, and I've done that. See, another database, I've written a separate detail for BMC, that's a Biomed Central. So for Biomed Central, the last date of research was this. I wrote my keywords. Okay, this was my keywords: SGLT2 and T2DM sympathetic. I got 53 results and included 5 of them BMC, like that. Then I wrote about a screening of studies that after doing literature review on all those 3-4 databases, I did a screening of studies. When did I screen? On 16 to 22. And see this, I'm writing in detail that out of 81 Pubmed articles, 21 was selected after applying the eligibility criteria. That was your inclusion exclusion. And I write everything that okay, there was some removing of duplicates and 3 animal studies from those 81 studies. Then screening of studies on 17. This I'm writing everything. 44 studies is screened, 2 duplicate removed manual, 4 annual studies removed, 1 case report removed, and total 20 duplicates removed, 8 removed via Zotero. Okay, I'm giving a reference of Zotero. Videos on all these methods on Zotero, on using advanced Google Scholar search, all the videos are available on the channel. You can watch separately. Dun, dun, dun. And this is the fruit of all that hard work. And keep noting, I just end up made a table of my literature review. See, this is the serial number 1 2 3 4. Okay, search for 4. The simple table. I'm telling you whole detail of my literature. These are databases as such that it was Pubmed, it was Google Scholar, Gray, and Biomed Central. And across all these databases, I had total results. How many? 1200, 5000, 36, 53, whatever. Then what were my results after filter in each of databases? Say 81 for Pubmed, 2000 something for Google Scholar, 8 at the Gray, and 31 at the BMC. Then another column, that is results after I applied my inclusion exclusion criteria, that's eligibility and quality appraisal. I came with 22 from Pubmed, some 44 from the Google Scholar, none from the Gray literature, and 5 only from. And this is the final number of studies that I included in my systematic review, that was 22, 2305. And just you can make such a table and report it in your publication. So in this way, and this is the in the end I just made my simple inclusion exclusion criteria and word table, and this whole document that you will keep on recording throughout your literature review, writing and noting and extraction of data. In the end, that one document, that one simple document that just keeps recording, it will be your method section, and it will include all the training details. It will all include all the keywords, mesh terms. So this will give you a very robust result. And just I'm going to that method section and going to show you that what I did nothing in the methods and just wrote everything from that document. That okay, see, this was my method section. I'm just increasing it in a size so you see this was my method section. Okay, I'm just highlighting it a little for you. See, this was my method section from this study. And what was that? So I read according to the Prisma review, we conducted a systematic review, blah blah blah. And this was that from where? From January 16 to 2016 to February 16 2020. You have to give the date and which dates you search. And databases, I give the details of Pubmed, Google Scholar, and Biomed Central. All the in the first 3 lines I'm just telling everything. Then what I have done, that I'm giving my MASH strategy. So here I have mentioned my MASH strategy. Let me change some this. Okay, some cool color. Okay, so here my MASH strategy. See, I've just copy pasted my MASH strategy from this word book. This was my mesh strategy, and I've just copy pasted to report it in the paper. And then what I did, that we also did a snowball searching from references of blah 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 and whatever it was there. See the study selection, I've written that dates, and this inclusion exclusion criteria, I have just made a table and edited into my published work, and it was published, and it was the same table that I made in the Word initially from this document. So this is the table, and it is same published here in the paper. And I wrote about data extraction, methodology. In literature search, you have to also reported how many studies did you found through literature review from different articles through this prisma diagram. I will make a separate video on this prisma. Just I want to show you one more thing, that it's maybe here. Okay, see this table. This is another table that's in a published paper and it's published. There's details of databases review. See, this is the same table. It's giving a detail of all the databases, total search, results filters, and this is the eligibility, how many were found eligible, and then how many paper were finally included. And this is the paper that, this is the table that I draw from the this table actually. So this is how your method section and the part of result sections are going to be really easy writing if you keep track record of whatever you do in the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.